everybody. This is our conference call on the Executive Firewalk Instructor Training happening April 6th through the 13th on the Big Island of Hawaii. Being a part-time Big Island resident, I'm really excited to have this training event over there on the Big Island. Has I think now nearly 30-year continuous eruption volcano. We're going to be within miles of the active lava flow. Don't let that scare you, however. This is a very slow-moving lava, and pretty much when you know the lava is coming at you, you have, depending on how close it is, you have weeks to get out of the way, and you really just don't get hurt by this lava. Matter of fact, you'll probably see pictures on my Facebook page where I'm standing with my back up against a current lava flow. I was over there for one recently. But I'm really excited to have it over there. This is the one island where again, this volcano has been flowing for nearly 30 some odd years. I've been very attracted to the island, seeing new be created, and what a great metaphor for our executive Firewalk instructor program. So, Greg, go ahead and advance. So what is the EFIT? The EFIT is the most comprehensive Firewalk instructor certification available today. It is the beginning of our master class program. Being a Firewalk instructor with Fire certainly gives you the best available entry certification into becoming a Firewalk instructor trainer. You get 4 days, of course, of learning how to do firewalks and all of the other things that we teach. The EFIT takes it up a step level, and it's for the people that really want to be serious about firewalking. We're going to teach you for 2 solid days in the program is all about speaker training, and because this is the first step of being a master instructor, the primary thing that you'll be speaking on is one of the metaphor activities that we teach during the FIT. So like the board breaking or the brick breaking, you teach one of those during your you learn to teach one of them during your EFIT, and then you teach it during the FIT that is attached. So it's an 8-day solid program, 4 days of it where you're the student through the EFIT, and then you become staff in a 4-day FIT. It is an intensive format, of course. We start early in the morning and go late each night. Being so close to the volcano, it's going to be even more intense than some of our other events, because we're going to, one day, for example, we'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll hike out to the active lava flow, and if conditions warrant, we'll be able to actually walk on lava. So that's exciting. Talk more about that in a little bit. We focus on the business of firewalking. There's a lot more talk about the facilitation, the sales, the how-tos, the different breakthroughs. You get further training on the team building seminar facilitation. And of course, this is your executive instructor certification. That's the first step towards becoming a master with Fire. And the reason that you would want to be a master with Fire primarily is to be able to teach and certify other instructors under Fire. Gentlemen, anything you want to add to this slide?
Just really excited to see the EFIT in Hawaii, in this new place, and simply that it truly does. I mean, a lot of people are blown away by the FIT, but the EFIT has everyone that has ever taken it left kind of stunned and amazed with the quality of the program.
I would agree. It's an amazing program with some amazing people teaching it. I would highly recommend it to anybody.
And next slide, please, Greg. So this is some of the activities that we do in the events. If you've been through the FIT, you know how to do this already. You'll just be learning how to facilitate it. So these are pictures of our group at the last group in Spain. There's Cobus, who's our promoter for South Africa. He's in the back of the first 2 pictures, actually. So he's promoting South Africa now. This would be his either 3rd or 4th FIT, and he's promoted this all himself. We have a good group of people coming in, and he'll probably be doing the majority of the teaching in this one. He's certainly going to be prepared to do it. Go ahead, Greg. This is the group in Spain again doing the breakthrough activities. We go through further in depth how to do these. We talk about the advanced uses of it. So, for example, in the trust fall, we'll do the trust fall blindfolded, for example. So much of the learning comes from our own students. So, as we talked about, each of the EFIT instructors get to use their own creativity in coming up with how they're going to present the different activities. So, for example, in Spain last time, our Carme did the glass walk, and so how she did that during the day is she blacked out the room. She set the glass walk up in the center. She had candles all around the glass walk, and it was a very quiet, solemn event. Everybody was walked into the room one by one. She had a candle in her hand and had unfortunately I couldn't understand most of what she was saying, but the reaction from the audience was fantastic. So learning from each other on how to present the different metaphor activities, I think, is one of the better parts of the seminar. And Greg, you can advance and anything you want to add, Kevin?
I'm enjoying these pictures. As far as the breakthrough activities go, at the EFIT, we'll be also teaching for only the second time variations on many of the breakthrough activities. For example, with the brick break, there are different things you can safely do to enhance and take the experience to another level. Some examples include breaking more than one board, breaking a board or a brick that it has been lit or set on fire, advanced firewalking, different ways to heighten the experience for the truss fall, the glass walk, the rebar. So it provides a great way to have upsells and take the breakthrough activities and put them on a spectrum where they can experience them, but then you have an experience to offer them to come back as a draw.
And Kevin, while we're at it, one of the best things you've brought in is the research part of the FIRE's term, Firewalking Institute of Research and Education, and you do a fantastic job on taking people through the steps of how to work with new woods. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Certainly. Oftentimes you find it's difficult to transport wood, so you're working with wood that's on site, and there are some great techniques for testing the wood. I came into firewalking thinking I had to walk on cedar or a redwood or some really comfortable, easy wood, but I've come more to the understanding that most woods, except greasewoods or something that ashes up too quickly, most woods can be walked on. It's just a matter of how you tend it. And there's ways to test, probe, and in one evening achieve a heightened understanding of the wood you're working with in coals. And we'll be offering that as well.
And to give you just kind of a real life example, Kevin and I showed up at our first FIT in Spain, and we had, of course, asked Enrique to get the woods that we're normally used to working with, and the only thing that Enrique could find in Spain was what we're used to calling oak. And we had done oak here in Dallas as part of the advanced EFIT certification. We do use advanced woods and do longer walks in the EFIT, but here we found that we were going to have to use oak every single night, and an oak that we weren't familiar with. So Kevin brought the research portion out again, and we built our fires the night before. We timed the wood, and that was a fun experience putting that wood testing to use.
Yeah.
There's a picture there of Monica doing a daytime firewalk, which is one of the activities that in the FIT we don't really recommend, but in the EFIT, things aren't always perfect. For example, you have a corporate client that wants to pay you $20,000, and the only way they'll do it is a daytime firewalk. You have the choice of saying, no, I'm not going to do a daytime firewalk, which is probably, frankly, the smartest thing to do. But in a lot of cases, say for the press, for example, the only time you can get on TV is doing a daytime firewalk. And so if I'm the one who's going to be walking, I'm okay with that. I just don't want participants doing it. So here is Monica walking on oak during the middle of the day. There's a picture of Carme doing her glass walk with all the candles up. I remember I guess the flash did a good job in there, because I remember the room being very, very dark at the time. And there's our own Joe, who is also promoting his first FIT with us, and he'll be doing an East Coast FIT while Kevin's doing the West Coast FITs. So I'm looking forward to doing that one with Joe. Go ahead and advance, Greg. So seminar content, we talked about advanced firewalking. We will do a daytime firewalk. We do a longer firewalk. We talk about using woods that we're not familiar with and testing those woods. And Kevin kind of said, which is pretty well the case, we've found that most woods that have been seasoned and aren't full of sap, meaning grease woods, can be used. The question is how much burn time and rest time the coals need before they can be properly walked on. Public speaking is the number one fear, and that's the number one thing that we at the EFIT focus on. That's 2 solid days of the EFIT. You'll start off by doing a 30-second presentation with your peers and the instructors giving you comments on it, working your way up to, by the end of the second day, you've put on a 10 to 15-minute presentation on how to teach one of the metaphor activities that you will present in full in the EFIT, and then you'll present it as an instructor during the FIT. Leadership and advanced facilitation skills, marketing, sales, growing your business. Tom Neeson will be joining us again, who in Dallas works a 4-state area. He's with Acuity Sales Systems, and he's one of the top sales trainers in the country. Fortune 100 companies are hiring him all the time to hire, train, and retain their salespeople. He's a fantastic speaker, and will give you a good 4 hours of marketing and sales that's really directed towards you growing your business. And it is certainly is a different business than a lot of people think, trying to start their own seminar company. But we give you real-life tips, and then Tom teaches the discipline on how to do the activities that you need to do in order to succeed. Seminar room setup is one example of advanced seminar content that we teach. Give you an example of this. I got hired by one of my students to come to his first seminar, and he was a marketing guru. He had 2,000 people signed up for his first seminar, a phenomenal number of people. He did that job great, but what he didn't do is make sure that everything else was done correctly. The room, he opened it up an hour late. It was set up for 500 more people than there were, so there were 500 empty seats, and then after every single break that he gave, the count kept dropping to where at the end of the day there were only 200 people there. That was a great learning lesson for me, and going back to how the big speakers like Tony Robbins and T. Harv Eker handle all that, we teach you how to set up your room and continue to be able to have your room perfect for the right number of people you have, because things like empty seats attract more empty seats, and you don't want that. The FIT facilitation is really what we're focusing on. Most people that are doing the EFITs do want to eventually teach their own FITs, and it's my goal and dream to really have master instructors all over the globe, 50 master instructors that are regularly teaching FITs, say a FIT a week throughout the world. Right now we have Steve has been doing that in the UK for some time. He's been the master instructor there. Kevin's been doing his West Coast FITs for a while now. Enrique's been doing a great job doing Spain, heading down to South Africa right now, where Cobus is going to hopefully be our long-term master instructor for South Africa. And then Kevin and I are heading down to Australia in November, working with a lady by the name of Kate and her company, who's tied in with the Tony Robbins organization, and looking for a real fantastic event in Australia, and her intent is for that to become a annual event. So my real goal in doing these events is to have master instructors throughout the world that are teaching fire courses as well as their own, and being fire's representative in each of the different countries. Greg, jump on. Anything else, Kevin, you want to add to the seminar content?
I think the photography is actually a really valuable part of it, and it isn't one of the main bullet points, but taking a good firewalking picture is notoriously difficult, and through a couple years of working with photographers, we've gained a great, a good understanding of getting good pictures, and that's a really valuable part of it as well.
Good point. Rod, anything you can think of, Dad?
I agree. It's also an opportunity to share ideas with other potential instructors.
Greg, we miss anything?
Nothing comes to mind.
One thing that isn't on a bullet point that we do spend a good amount of time is on getting press, PR for yourself. That's a big chunk of the time that we use, how to get free PR and get attention for yourself. And then another big chunk of the seminar is on writing your own book. Many people, when they're going to be an instructor, going to create their own businesses, focus on getting a book out. That's really your calling card, something we highly recommend. And we talk and teach you the different methods of doing that, such as getting a publisher or self-publishing. I have a self-publisher here in Dallas that does this, and she's written a whole piece on this for us that will teach what the expected costs are and the benefits of self-publishing. And then we have a lady that has done a lot of work with us that has written, I think, well over 20 books that talks about how to work with publishers and how to get your book published. So those are two other great areas that we focus on and cover. So the executive certification, it does include repeat attendance for 4 years. That's an unlimited number of FITs and an unlimited number of EFITs. To become a master instructor, you have to teach every element of the FIT. If you can come, of course, to FITs that we do in order to do that. Doing it that way, there's a limited number of sections you could teach. So Cobus, for example, is doing he's done the promotion for the FIT in South Africa, so he gets to teach all of the sections that he wants. This is really his event, so he'll be able to teach numerous of the courses. But before you can become a master instructor, you have to teach every element of the EFIT to both your satisfaction and the master instructor's satisfaction that's with you there. And we do require a minimum of 6 EFITs. The purpose in this is that we want to protect the Fire brand. If you take a FIT with me or Kevin or Steve or Enrique or Cobus, we want to make sure that you're getting the same quality Fire training wherever you go. So that's why we're so particular on the people that we make master instructors. And this is the only level of certification that expires. If you're not active and use your master instructor certification, it does expire. So you have to be active, you have to be teaching your own FITs, and we want you to go through and teach with us at least one time every other year is what we're requesting now to stay active. And that could be through promoting and doing your own FITs and then bringing one of the other master instructors in with you once every other year, or coming to, say, the annual EFIT and being active in that and then teaching as part of the FIT. You get referral priority when we get requests for instructors all over the world. The first thing that we look for is, of course, the people with the most experience, and the people with the most experience are generally our master and executive instructors. You get the intensive hands-on seminar facilitation experience because during the FIT you are an instructor, and at the break after every section, Kevin's been the main one doing this, but you get instant feedback on how you did your presentation, what to improve, what you did great, and what to improve. Networking, you get to meet a lot of cool, neat people. I'll tell you what, that's the best thing about being involved with Fire for me is wherever I go around the world, I have somebody in the Fire tribe ready to get together, do things together. I know lately we've been having one of our master instructors now, Brian, has been hired by, I'm not allowed to tell you the name of the multinational corporation, but it's a big company, and they're doing firewalks all over the world, and they've been hiring Brian to do it. And so Brian then works with a local instructor, and he's teamed up with several of them now. So he goes around the around the world and teams up with local instructors who he shares the duties with, because it's not easy for him to go halfway around the world, source the wood, check out the location, and so he's been teaming with people to do that. Very diverse student body. You get to meet lots of friends. And one thing Brian really wanted me to focus on here is the return on the investment with the first event hired. Brian was saying that after his EFIT, he got hired on to a multinational corporation. Not that he hasn't done them before, but he got a $10,000 fee, which was more than his EFIT. So if you're active and you follow the instructions that we give, one event can be the return on your investment. Anything to add, Kevin or Rod or Greg?
If Joe is on, I wanted to give him an opportunity to talk about his experience with us. Are you there, Joe?
Hey, guys. Hi, how do you do? Hello. Thank you. I think for me, when I went to the FIT, obviously I learned a lot of skills. I was ready to teach and implement them in the programs that I did right out of the box. I did make a little mistake, and that was a mistake of not signing up the EFIT. I thought, well, I'll just do it later, I'll decide later. And I got out of the moment, I got caught up. And the interesting thing occurred, because I started doing firewalks on a very regular basis, and they were very successful. And I really thought I knew what I knew. But then I went to Spain last year and became part of the EFIT, and then, been down to Texas quite a few times to assist in the FITs down there. And there's really two things. Number one, my knowledge was really, really good, but all of a sudden I gained a lot of depth and width. So I became just that much stronger of a firewalk instructor. And that has helped me immensely. Not just putting on better firewalks and more safer, but also just having a better and stronger relationship with our participants. We took in a lot of what we learned at the EFIT about how, I've been doing this for 15 years now, but I've learned so much little things about how to structure some things differently. I can honestly say, if it wasn't for my EFIT, one of the greatest strengths of what we do is the unity that we get. Whether it's through the drum circle that Kevin taught at the EFIT, or just how we process and layer things that goes into more depth at the EFIT. My events are so much more stronger, and I don't think I would have that. And then the other thing I really got from that, from EFIT and being there, is the community of being plugged in. And I don't know how many people are like me, but I like to get plugged in. If I'm out of sight, I'm out of mind. Okay? So by the course of really a handful of months, programs, I'm more immersed in the Institute with Charles and Kevin and things of that nature. And that just helps me out, because I think when you're kind of doing it on your own, you kind of just feel like you're on your own. And when you're attached to that group, to me, I think probably I think the most valuable assets of the EFIT is just getting immersed more into really a small but powerful group of people who are committed to being the very best firewall instructors in the world, and giving that type of experience to your clients. And you can't find that, because it doesn't exist anywhere else in the world except here. And really, for me, it began at EFIT. And that's really, for me, when it really advocating, guys who did firewalks to really creating a life-changing experience on many, many levels, not just laying the coals out and having people cross. So that's what I got.
Well, thank you, Joe, and I'll tell you what, it's been fun being connected with you and watching all the energy in your events. I see you doing your drum circles. I see people coming across your fires with big, huge smiles, and it's like I'm there with you.
Yeah, and really, if you look at our pictures on Facebook, we've got really good pictures. And we got really good pictures part in of what we learned from EFIT, and that's invaluable as a takeaway for the walkers.
Well, thank you, Joe. So up on the screen now is some pictures of the Big Island. 2 days before, you can come in on the 3rd, and on the 4th and the 5th, we're going to do 2 days of organized touring. The place we have is really affordable for the lodging and the food included, so we were able to make a package for just $400 of for the 2 days. That includes your lodging, your food, and all of your touring. So it's a heck of a deal. If you haven't been to the Big Island before, or even if you have been to the Big Island before, you really ought to come check it out. So in the upper left-hand corner is pictures of the lava flowing into the ocean. So the lava right now is coming out of what's called the Puu Oo Vent, which you can't get to very easily by foot, and then it travels through tubes and sometimes across what's called the pele. That's where we could walk, as if there's lava coming out on the pele. We might be able to walk across it. It's sure the intention I'm setting out there. And then it eventually comes to the ocean, and it pours into the ocean. It creates land, and then it's making what's called a shelf. Then that'll break off and go down into the ocean, and then more lava comes up until you just get more and more land. In the next picture over on the right is a black sand beach. Hawaii has more diversity than any of the other islands. It has 11 of the 13 ecosystems. This island has white sand beaches, black sand beaches, green sand beaches. This is the one of the black sand beaches. And on this particular beach, which we will get to go over on the touring, the green sea turtles come up. They like to just lay on the beach, and you can see them from a safe distance, not to disturb them, but they'll just be there laying on the beach. Got a lot of great valleys. In the lower left-hand corner of the screen is Waipio Valley. We'll go over there, take a look at that valley, maybe go down in and walk down into the area. And then snorkeling and diving, if you're into it, that's fantastic on the island. That's a great picture of one of our resident green sea turtles and a bunch of fish cleaning it off. In the middle is one of the many waterfalls that will be part of our touring. Hawaii just has a lot of beautiful waterfalls. Like I said, we will go out to the actual hike out to the volcano probably twice. We'll do it as part of the EFIT as a group, and then we'll also do it one morning as part of the FIT. So, Greg, go ahead and go on to the next level or screen. So this is where we're having it. It's called the Yoga Oasis Retreat Center. Greg did a fantastic job finding this place. The other comparable place that I was looking for ran $350 a night just for the lodging, plus around another, I think it's $75 a night for the food. So this was a definite steal and bargain for us. But we get the whole retreat center to ourselves. Nobody else will be there. It is ours. Greg, I think you got another picture on this one. This is going to be our firewalking and sweat lodge area. Nice big beautiful meadow, and then we'll do our indoor activities. Many of them in the yoga space. The temperature over there is perfect year-round. The high right around the waters, never over about 80. The low maybe will be 68. As you see from this room on this part of the island, there just isn't any need for air conditioning. Everything's just wide open, and you'll absolutely love it. Before we go on to the next screen, Ted just did walk in. He traveled up from Houston, and Ted, many of the other EFIT students and masters have already kind of talked about their experiences. So since you just walked in, let me put you on the spot and get you to share with the group what the EFIT and being a master instructor has done for you. Here you go.
Wow. Thank you, Charles. Thanks, everybody, for letting me pitch in here. I could take a lot of time talking about how firewalking has affected my life and how the EFITs took it to another level. Firewalking, to start off with, firewalking really catapulted my art career. Prior to that, I mean, I've always been creative, and I've had another career in art, quite successful. But I've always felt like I was a beggar standing at the river of creativity with my little beggar's cup, and every once in a while I'd get a good helping of it and move forward, and then I'd run out and have to go back to the river. And then I discovered firewalking around 1999, and that experience opened up channels in me and opened up belief systems in me. And today I can confidently say that that river of creativity literally flows through me, and I credit firewalking a lot with that. And then it made such a difference in my life. I wanted to hang around it and be around it and keep doing it. And I noticed it was affecting other people's and making differences in their lives. And I kind of got off on that. I liked the fact that people were coming one way and leaving a different way and changing their lives and succeeding and doing better things. Charles took over the Institute. That gave me an opportunity to do more training, more intensive training, get a deeper understanding of what was going on and how to better communicate that to other people. And so I came up here, did some training, got my certification, and kept coming back up here, more for the enjoyment and the giving than anything. Got a chance to come to an EFIT. The EFIT, for me, was a real step up. I'd always, I was used to being in front of the class and used to talking to people and communicating with people, being a teacher in art and things like that. But when it came to really connecting with the audience in such a way that really made a difference for them, that was what the EFIT gave to me. Steve Consalves was my one-on-one mentor. There were many mentors there that contributed to this. And it was a stretch. I got to tell you, it was a stretch. At one point, I was outside just ready to give up because I just didn't think that I could do that. But I stuck with it and went through the process that they put me through. And I didn't believe that I even got through that. It was quite a stretch for me. And then they let me practice that by presenting the needle pierce, the hand pierce. And as I was presenting that and bringing to that group the material that I had been given in my EFIT training, I could see that I was on a much deeper level able to connect with everybody in that group. And the comments afterwards about their experience with it was very, very rewarding. I hope I haven't overstayed my time welcome here, but I really appreciate getting an opportunity to share this with everybody out there. And if you know anybody that's considering the EFIT and kind of on the line, Charles has my phone number. I think he can connect with me through the FIRE website. I'd be happy to tell them my story if that's any help to them at all. So I guess I'll turn it back over to you, Charles. And thanks again for letting me pitch in.
Thanks, Ted. You offer amazing energy to every event you come. Okay, so Greg, next screen. I think this is a picture now of the Puu Oo Vent. No, I'm sorry. This is the main crater now. This is kind of a funny story. You know how the Mother Earth takes its own time in doing things. So this area has been not dormant, but inactive for decades of years. I think it's 60 years or something like that. And about 3 years ago, I'm on the island, and there's an explosion, a hole opens up, and I'm thinking I may just want to delay because the lava from that hole could come up and fill it, and you can walk right up to the edge of this crater. So I guess I'm glad I didn't stay there because I'd still be there. It still hasn't come up. The hole is getting bigger and bigger, but this is now in the main crater of the of Volcanoes National Park. And this is a helicopter view down in. If you go up there and you're on the ground, you can see a big red glow, and you can see the ash and smoke coming out, but it's not spraying up lava yet. But you never know. While you're there, it may start doing that again. And Hawaii does have a history of doing big, like 50 to 100-foot sprays of lava up in the air, and you can get close enough to it that you can see it real clearly and still be safe. Greg? One of the optional activities that you might do while you're over here is take a boat over to the lava entry. Walking up to this gives you a fantastic view, and that's the only way you're going to have any opportunity to walk on it. But flying over it is fantastic and really easy on you if you're not in the greatest physical shape. But another way to get out there, it's still kind of strenuous. It's about an hour-long boat ride, and that water is pretty rough. But you can take a boat over and come pretty dang close to the lava actually entering the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful view of the lava entering the ocean, and all of this is just right where This is probably 5 to 10 miles from where we're going to be having our seminar. Lava walking, I'm pretty sure there's some, I don't think things just ignite like that while you're on the lava. I think he probably lit his feet and the camera on fire for the picture. I have walked on lava that looks like this, and actually even thinner of a crust, where there's only about 1/4 of an inch crust that's cracking and you can see down into the lava. That's before I ever walked on fire. I did walk on lava. I did not ignite the way this picture shows, but this kind of gives you an idea of how close you can come and get to the lava. So again, set the intention with me if you're coming out to Hawaii that the lava is going to be in such a condition that we'll be able to walk on it. This past weekend, Ted invited me down to Houston, where he and John Maisel hosted a firewalk. I posted those pictures out on Facebook. He did a firewalk on Saturday night, and then on Sunday morning we did a sweat with a American Indian gentleman named Marshall Jack. He was just over on the Big Island doing some of his life's work, which is water wheels. And while he was over there, he did meet with some of the kahunas, and he's setting me up with some contacts, and hopefully as things will go, we'll have the kahunas come over and talk about how they do their fire walking and lava walking. I'm setting the intention for that to happen. That's one of the things we're really good at doing in the EFITs. The reason you get to come back over and over is no two are ever the same. There are different speakers each time, different focuses each time, and this one is definitely going to be centered around the location that we're at and the volcano that we're close to. So set the intention with me there, and no matter who comes and talks, it's going to be a great time. But I'm pretty sure we'll get some of the kahunas to come over and talk about their firewalking as well. And I believe that is the important part here is the EFIT tuition page. Our standard advertised cost is $99.95. Our early bird price through 2614 is $79.95. You can do a payment plan at that $79.95 price, $2,000 minimum deposit, then $4,000 due by 2614, full balance due by 3614. You can do a pay in full pay in full price now of $69.95. This fee, unlike our FITs, does include room and board for the seminar duration. So for the 8 days of the FIT and EFIT, that includes all of your room charges. The food during that time is covered. If you're going to stay for the 2 extra days for touring, again, that goes for $400. All of this price includes really everything you need to do other than travel and food expenses to get you to that master instructor level. So it includes repeat attendance at any FIT and EFIT for 4 years. Travel and room and board expenses are excluded. So if, for instance, our EFIT students that are wanting to come back and repeat this time, the cost on that, I believe, was $1,200, which covers your food and board during those 8 days. And again, if you wanted to add the 2 days of travel, that takes it to $1,600. We do have a special Act Now price. If you enroll in the next 2 days from the time this video was aired, that you can get an extra $500 off either of those prices. So if you do the early bird, you can get $500 off and do that for $74.95, or if you're doing the pay in full now, you can get it for $64.95. Hope to see everybody in the Big Island here in April. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic time. I am over there before and after on the Kona side. Should you want to come over and see that side before or after, be glad to hook up with you and point you in the right directions to see things. If you have questions, please contact Greg at info@firewalking.com. He'll get back to you really quick. Thank you for joining the call. Have a great day and look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events. Thank you all.